How's it going? We're back with another Comedians Roundtable for the Poor Sports Seattle podcast. Second of its type.
So
Andrew,
popular last week. We're back.
You know what I want? I got to figure out how to do this in a way that would make sense. But you know, like PTI has the list of topics running down the side. That would be the shit if we could pull that off. I don't think that I have the skills for that, but that would be awesome.
It would be cool.
Did anything happen I don't think it's pretty light week in Seattle sports.
Yeah.
Not much to talk about.
Nothing.
I'll give you guys real quickly. I was in Springfield, Missouri, the morning of Sunday morning, which was like I was like at the leading edge of this whatever winter storm Fern or whatever that's going through the country. Yeah. And I had a saga. I was like originally scheduled to fly to Dallas to connect back up to Seattle. Dallas was like my Uber driver of all people was like, yeah, dude, you're not going to be able to land in Dallas on Sunday morning. Don't even try. Change your flight. He was completely right. My flight to Dallas would have been canceled like Saturday afternoon. I changed it to Chicago, and I like fucking Home Alone. I'm sprinting through the Chicago airport to get to my connecting flight. The amount of sweat I had pouring down me, and the poor Indian woman sitting next to me who I had to be, I mean, you know, like the end of a week. I didn't shower before I left for this trip. I was in rough shape and then fell asleep and probably loudly snored in her ear.
Did she? You think?
Say it again.
Did she shower? Do you think?
Ooh. I don't know.
What?
I don't know, Cory. I don't like to traffic in those racist stereotypes like you do.
Whoa! I just generally was asking if she did. Where did you?
I didn't check her pits.
I hadn't thought of that, but
Anyway, though, yeah, like quite a stressful experience trying to get home for the game. I ended up getting home with like, I don't know, like 15 minutes to spare before the game.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. It was
so
pretty.
You saw
pretty
it live. Everybody saw it live, I assume. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
On couches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
None of us sprang for tickets.
In our 40s now, that's how we watch football.
I thought about it, but it was just so expensive, and you know, I haven't been to a live football game in a while, but the TV experience is just so much better. You get to see clear first downs. You don't have to, you know, strain. Yeah. There's no guy spilling beer on you or yelling racial slurs. I mean, that's the name of the football team, but
well, that's not true at Cory's house, as we learned a couple minutes ago.
I just like the home theater experience better. And I have a broken toe, so I didn't want to stand
the broken
around.
toe. I forgot about that. I haven't seen you since you broke your toe.
Why didn't you you could have took your best friend like Jose did?
Jose has friends?
They're former coworkers also.
Oh, okay.
Fair.
No, I saw a lot of Instagram stories, and I mean, it would be, let's go to the Super Bowl instead. You know, I got 2 weeks to heal up from this toe injury. And Cory, I know I saw he had full theater shows this weekend, so I'm sure he's got $7,000 laying around.
Yeah, I think I was pulling up tickets. Cheapest was, I mean, the ticket itself I think was like $6,000, let alone the travel down there, any hotel in the area. You got to go stay with like Chase Myers or somebody like that, a comedian friend of ours.
I think Chad Denick is down there if you're interested.
Oh,
I think you're allowed to sleep on the streets down there, though.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Great point. I'm just gonna sleep outside the stadium.
Wow, Cory, you've been hanging out with Jeff Dye too much.
I'm getting yelled at in my DMs by somebody about. Anyway, I want to talk about.
Oh, I'm excited to hear about that off the podcast.
Yeah.
It's okay. So the game I think went like Cory posted the picture of us and our predictions from last week.
Yeah.
Andrew was the most wrong, not only in the score, but I think in like the way the game would go.
I think I was almost the most right.
Oh,
okay. Please describe that, because I didn't go back and listen, but my memory is you saying that the Seahawks were going to blow them out.
27-10.
They almost did.
All right.
I literally 3 Hall of Famers, the tight windows, the passes, like there was no like easy gimmies. They like shimmied on one of the best cornerbacks on the league. Devontae Adams hasn't run like that since, you know, the beginning of the season. So I just was not expecting them to ball out like that. I was thoroughly impressed. But if Reek doesn't do the penalty and, granted, we had like 6 punts on the ground that we didn't recover. It was the Idaho border, the thing between the cunt and the asshole. It was
That'll keep us on YouTube.
The thing is, I anticipated all of that, and that's why I was closer.
I had a Reek 15-yarder baked into my projection model. So
you know what? You're right. You actually, it's work smarter, not harder.
But
the game starts though with like full Seahawks domination, which we've seen before, and we've seen it go south before.
Yeah.
And when Reek gets that penalty, I'm like full, like Seattle sports fan, existential dread. Like I'm fully in it.
Yeah.
Yep. I said ship him out. Have to at that moment. Don't let him go back. I mean, of course they go right after him the next play. Like he's distraught. They got a one-on-one out there with the best receiver.
Donald also said, like, it was my fault for leaving one-on-one. I should have done better with that, which is also true. But also, like, I thought we were going to talk about that play for years. I was like, this is going to be the curse.
Yeah, that's like our Buckner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, I thought it was going to be.
Well, it wasn't borderline. He spent a lot of time over on the side. He crossed over the sideline. He was over the sideline. His feet were it wasn't even close. It was completely a penalty.
I guess the ref tried to stop him.
Currently, though.
Oh.
What do we think?
Should we change this? Should taunting be a penalty in the first place?
Well, what do you think the point of the taunting rule is? That's kind of the question I have. Because
to prevent someone getting hit in the face.
Well,
do you think that's what it is?
It's 100%. They cracked down this year specifically to stop inciting potential violence after the taunt.
Okay, so if that's the case, if that's the actual spirit of it, and it's not just to make the game more marketable and more profitable, then I think it definitely should be a rule. I always question whether that's the case, though, because I think most of the decisions are financial.
Well, that's the thing. They're of the impression that if they don't, they maybe believe that does make the game more profitable and marketable if there's not these fights. Now, they relaxed on the celebrations a few years ago. They tried for a minute to outlaw the N-word. Remember when that was the thing they were doing?
That was one of my favorite things they did. Yes. It was like
I heard they're painting it in the end zone next week.
Oh, you beat me to it. But hilarious. The Hingle McCringleberry 3-pump.
Right. Yeah.
Rule. Rico Dowdle challenged it this year in a funny way, but it was like, well, that's not an actual rule, right? That's a sketch. But he was arguing. He was like, no, there's only 2. And then they got 15-yard penalty, and they were only up 1 score at the time. I remember.
For what you're allowed to do, I think it's a fair rule. I mean, you can go recreate a monologue from Wicked the musical in the end zone with your teammates, but if you start talking smack, because that's what's going to happen. You get in a guy's face, and then, that's more likely to,
Yeah.
I want to say something about celebrations, because when I was younger, I was like, these are so awesome. Love them, every single one of them. I still think they're enjoyable to watch, but I just can't imagine being in a room full of alpha dudes and being like, all right, guys, we got to choreograph a dance for when I score. This is my special dance that we got to do when I score.
A 1, a 2, a 3.
You're like, get your steps down, Duran.
But no homophobes in this locker room.
I like how you qualified it with alpha dudes, because you're like, I could imagine being in a room with Andrew and Cory choreographing.
Yeah, you're a couple performance artists. Like, there's no doubt.
Well, it's the there's the joke of the no fun league, and if they're trying to crack down on fighting, I guess, then crack down on fighting. But baseball's in trouble, was in trouble, and so they were like, hey, let the boys play. There was a whole campaign with commercials that went all summer. The boys of summer, let the kids play. Maybe it was let the boys play, and Griffey's out there with his backwards hat blowing bubbles in the commercials, and you're like, hey, what are we doing here? This is it's entertainment. Like, let them entertain. So, but I don't totally understand. Like, just it seems more fun to me to celebrate with your teammates after a play than to, but. There, who knows what's being said down there, and he's now replying to. I mean,
I'm not like a taunting. I'm not like a taunter anyway.
Touchdown, he immediately taunts Reek.
Yeah.
Immediately catches touchdown, turns and taunts Reek, runs away. It's not enough to warrant a penalty, but like they're all doing it. Like,
I think depending on how cool what you did is, you should be allowed to celebrate more. You know, it's like. If you're a cornerback and the receiver just drops it, you shouldn't be able to go, it was all me. I stopped him, you know?
I think that's the Michael Jackson rule. I think that's what they call it. You get away from it for a long time if you do something cool.
I try to avoid calling the Michael Jackson rule as a rule in my life.
I think that was their slogan. Let the kids play. I think it's also the Michael Jackson rule. I think we should start a Savannah Bananas NFL Blitz League where we have the corporate buttoned up. Everyone wears the same uniform, and then over there they're WWE, pile driving the opposing quarterback and doing it on stilts. Imagine a defensive lineman on stilts trying to block passes.
You got to remind me. So this is interesting. So taunting. So Rico Dowdle taunting the end zone after a touchdown doesn't negate the touchdown. It happens on the next play. If that would have been fourth down and he does it, is it a turnover still? And then it happens on our possession. Okay.
Yes.
And then,
so if he would have caught the ball and then taunted, we'd be like, hell yeah, talk your shit, go get it, you know?
Well, so let's talk about the whole sequence, because I think what gets lost is he also dropped an interception.
Well, not on that play earlier, right?
It was I believe in the same series.
Same play.
Same series, not that play though. That play
really?
No, so the sequence is, I believe it was the play before that. He drops an interception. Then that play, he makes whatever play, taunts.
Yeah.
The next play, he gets torched for a touchdown.
Right.
It's maybe the worst sequence any cornerback has ever had in the history of football, like in 3 straight plays.
I mean, I have to go rewatch. I couldn't find the drop because it seemed like a little bit revisionist for people to call it a drop because of the next 2 plays.
I think it's definitely was not a 99% interception, but it was like a.
Casey's just trying to stir shit up a little bit.
Listen,
I
didn't realize I was working with fucking Ken Burns over here. I thought we were having some fun.
Hey, Skip Bayless, calm down, okay? We gotta.
Suddenly, fucking Tim Kirkjian is fighting with.
I mean, absolutely, yeah. If you pick that ball, taunt and do some shit.
Yeah.
But if
one more question though, if it's 3rd and 30 and he gets the 15-yard penalty, is it now 4th and 15?
Personal foul's automatic first down, no matter where it's from.
That's what I thought. So automatic first down is an interesting. That's interesting. But if it's 4th, now it's our ball. It just seems very I don't know.
Yeah.
It just seems like it should just be 15 yards. That's punitive enough, and that's usually going to create a first down.
Well, there's some penalties, defensive holding's only a 5-yard penalty, but an automatic first down. Yeah.
That one's kind of wild to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the thing is that 10 yards hurts an offense just the same as 5 yards and an automatic first down. It's kind of close to that.
Well, you're holding, the presumption is you're going to throw it to that guy, I guess, and then he's going to get a first down. But
yeah.
I don't know. It just seems
but when it's way off in the middle of nowhere and the guy just kind of lightly caresses his cheek.
Well, so this is
benefited from one of those on the last drive.
This is certainly game theory, but it's not really like you would have thrown to that guy. It's like if the penalty's only 5 yards, how much holding are we going to see? And if you remember, like those early Seahawks Pete Carroll teams, they held the shit out of everyone. I think we can all admit that now. They were interfering.
They changed the rules.
Yeah, they made it more restrictive because of those teams,
especially on 3rd and 6 or more. You're gonna, 3rd and long, you're gonna hold every time.
Sure.
Yeah. All right.
What do you think about? Because I want to run a couple punchlines for a bit, but
That's what we're here for.
I know. Well, I thought maybe your dancing in the end zone thing was a good joke, and I was jealous. But the NFL, are they still banning finger guns and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think any weapons or like throat slashing is out.
This gesture,
you can't dunk in the. You can't make the goalpost. Wait, you can't do the mustache?
You can't do like the wipe your nose or whatever gesture.
Well, is that cocaine or is that just hey, it's I'm real I got allergies, you know?
You can do
I've
that.
always thought like you should only do you could still celebrate with a gun, but only in the fourth quarter, you know? There's like a waiting period. You score in the first quarter, you go to the ref for a background check or something like that.
Whoa.
But do you think that's like should that be allowed? Do you like finger guns, or
I think you can bring your gun wherever you want as long as you're the right party or political affiliation. That's what I think.
That's a
If
great.
you want to get political, yeah. Guns are great until the wrong people have them, and then they shouldn't be had anymore.
Ja has really like played with that all year long. Ja Morant, like pulling it out, and then putting it back in the holster, and you're like, all right, dude, like.
I mean, he was trying to warn us the whole time that the owner of his team was selling weapons to Russia, I guess.
That might be. That's probably it.
He's like getting out. He should get out like a drone thing for his next celebration.
What do you think? I think Rick Woolen had a better year than people think after having a pretty bad year last year, but free agent in the offseason. Who knows what he's going to get paid? Is there a number that you would bring him back at? Like if and I don't need you guys to know like specific contracts and like what the cornerback market is, but if it's like significantly below top cornerback market value, would you bring him back, or are you just starting fresh at that second cornerback position?
I mean, yeah. Is Josh Jobe going to get smoked 4 times a game, or Devin Witherspoon fell down.
Such great elite receivers too. That's like the crazy thing.
They're amazing.
Yeah. Witherspoon had a tough game, and then obviously has a game-saving sequence at the end that was. Luckily, he didn't taunt after either of those plays.
He was complaining almost like, and it was that turnover. I was like, "What are you doing?" It's literally actually, Anyway, the fact that we won, and then he his tweets were interesting because there was like, hey, I'll never have one of those again tweet, and then there was like, ha 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 tweet, and I was like, all right, we could do without the ha 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 laughy face tweet. I'll never do it again. We'll stick with that. How about that? But so in that moment, I was like, ship him out at next play, but. Unless we have, there's always next man up, I guess, but it's pretty good.
He's pretty good. I think like at the beginning of the season, and we were, I think, sharing some really bad looking tweets as of right now, but people talking about like, there's no question that there was a little bit of addition by subtraction by not having DK Metcalf here. It frees up JSN for a bunch of targets. You don't have the like infuriating 15-yard penalties for no reason. And DK had like some major flaws in his game that made it kind of difficult to have an offense that was built around him as the number one.
Yep.
And then also a quarterback who was maybe had some attitude issues that came out a lot more after he left. I kind of feel like it just feels to me like this dude, Rick Woolen, is not a Mike Macdonald fit. Maybe he's better schematically than we thought last year, but like just the level of effort that he asks for, because there is like a big shift on that team. Pete Carroll was a player's coach. Mike Macdonald does not really seem like a player's coach. He seems like a lot more of a player's coach when they're in the Super Bowl for sure. But like, I think like, starting at week 1, I don't think he was a player's coach.
Right. It didn't seem like it from the outside looking in, but we're coming from the most players coach ever almost. So it's like this hard judging and watching what happens. You see his interviews this last, and you go, oh, okay. 12 is 1 and we're all this and we didn't care. And okay. That doesn't mean he's a player's coach, but I don't mind playing I like playing for that guy. But yeah, if he's not a fit, then yeah, I just can't tell.
Yeah.
I trust whatever John Schneider is going to do from here on out. I think it's easier to maybe replace a Josh Jobe type of player than a Rick Woolen type of athlete. Mm-hmm. He's an exceptionally talented player, and I think you've seen the ability to actually rein him in each one of these incidences that if they decided that they want to re-sign them, I could totally understand that. I will maybe never trust him until he goes 2 seasons without it, but he's not as bad as DK. He's not quite, but he does get a little handsy there sometimes. And
is that why you like him?
Early in that's kind of why I like him. Yeah. Early in the season, he just kept getting flags, and and it just was like, I think that's why they did the split starting with Jobe, where they were like, hey, the less we have to fully rely on you, maybe the better. And
so, is this Andrew having the brave take of if they do it, it's a good move, and if they don't do it, that's also a good move?
Yes.
Wow, what a brave take. Way to step out on a limb on that one.
I trust whatever football girl Anna says.
Okay, yeah.
She's also my North Star.
I'm waiting for Adam Ray to do a meet and greet with Tariq so that we can get to know him better,
What we'll always have is him calling Russell Wilson's body a sack of potatoes. If you recall, that was quite a fun clip. He did a podcast, and he was like, because he didn't play with Russ.
Yeah.
And he came in and he was like, yeah, he kind of looks. I was like, I don't know. I thought he was like going to be athletic. He's like built like a sack of potatoes, which is so funny. Like, it's also funny because Russ is like easily in the best shape of us three and most people in the world, and Reek just happens to be 6'4", like long, lean, fast, like an uber athlete.
Yeah.
The Russell Wilson, he's like, yeah, this fucking fat loser.
Hilarious. I love it.
I'm trying to look back at what's on our list. You brought up Andrew
Malcom Butler.
Yes,
my Butler take's gonna be a minute, so it's gonna take some time here. So I don't want to take over the pod, but
you have a Malcom Butler take
constantly. Well, it's the whole thing. It's all right. I don't know if we're ready for this. We'll let's do it. So before I've even heard of a Joe list or a Tuesday, I probably heard a Joe list, but Tuesdays with Stories. I had this take, by the way. So Casey, you may have heard him say it because we're big fans, and when I heard him say that, I wanted to kiss him on his small mouth, but I did. Which, by the way, Joe, if you're listening, he's not, but
come on the pod.
I didn't even know you had. I don't see the small mouth thing. I think that's I don't know where people get that, but all right. So that last series of this.
I thought you were simping for football girl Anna, and now it's.
Damn, girl, you got a small mouth.
So we got this. So there's run the damn ball. Andrew doesn't have the hat on, but that's okay. So we get the ball back. We waste a timeout at 1 minute and 50 seconds, arguably, maybe not. Because,
just to be clear, are we relitigating the entire runner pass?
We need this. It's the run the damn ball, but you have to go all the way back to 1 minute and 50 seconds to.
But it's 2015.
2015.
Okay, we're back all the way there. We're not even talking about does it hurt to see the Malcom Butler clip right now. We're talking about whether or not they should have run or passed.
And up next, I want to talk about hanging Chads from the election. So I'm still pissed off about that.
Yeah, hang Chad Dennick. So
Chad Dennick's getting a lot of play.
So yeah, we're down 4, and it's our ball, and it's a 150 left, and Unger and Carpenter, they're trying to figure out pass protection, and we waste a timeout at 150 left. We have all 3. We wait. Now, arguably, that's not a waste of timeout because we're gonna use up all 150 if we can to score, and so 150 is plenty of time to get from just behind midfield to score. That's no problem, and butterfly effect. We end up probably changing the play, I assume. So,
sure.
Whatever. All right. The catch, the bobble curse 5-time bobble catch happens at 106. He gets up, he gets out of bounds. In the confusion of that, we have to use a timeout. So now, because we get down to like 2 seconds on the play clock and we have to use a timeout. So now we're down to 1 timeout. And
I just want to point out, Pete Carroll goes into the final 2 minutes of the game with all 3 timeouts in the second half. This is like an anomaly in the Pete Carroll era.
Yeah, that's insane. He didn't like make a terrible challenge, I don't know. That was, yeah. So first take, that play by Butler was better than the interception. He's like parallel, gets fingertips on it. It's insane. It's amazing how good a play he makes there, and Curse catches the ball. And then second take, if we don't use the timeout right there in that chaos, we never throw the ball again in the series. But we're regrouping right there. Maybe that's not so bad to regroup. Hey, what are we going to do here? And here's what Bevel says. Bevel says, I'm going to run the play in. We're using up all 1 minute of this clock if we can, which, you don't want Brady having any time. All he needs is what? We saw a field goal with 8 seconds from Mahomes in a NFC or AFC championship game. He can go down and get it. Now that's just to tie it, of course, but that was just to tie it, but whatever. We run on first down. That seems pretty obvious. Plays whistle down at 101. And here's what's crazy. Belichick has 2 timeouts. He doesn't use it. He also employed the hey, let them score tactic earlier in the season. Hey, let them score. Give us time to go score ourselves. Doesn't employ that tactic. They make a great play. They stop us. Is he a genius? Is he, hey, I'm playing chess with these people. I know that now, because I didn't use the timeout, I've thrown them a little bit because now they have to make a decision with what to do with their 1 timeout and their 3 remaining plays. You can't run the ball 3 times in 1 minute and 1 second. We have to throw the ball. You have to throw the ball on second or third down. If you don't throw on second, don't score, then you have to throw on third down, and then they know we're throwing on third down. By not calling the timeout, we don't put our jumbo package in. We put in our we try to get their small players on the field. They still think we're going to run the ball. Everybody on their team still thinks we're running the ball on second down on the field because they don't know like all the details of the time and the timeouts and all that shit.
Sure.
And so that they would 100% know we're throwing on third down if we wait till third down.
We got Isaiah Shartle. We got a couple comments in there, but
I don't know
Isaiah
who you guys
Shartle
are.
Says, nice happy little guy. I don't know who you guys are, but go Hawks, or but he says good Hawks. But anyways, I think he means go.
But
Hawks.
can you imagine a scenario where we're rushing on a down? If we try and run the ball and we don't score, we're rushing to try and score. We get a holding call and it's a 10. So we don't get all 4 plays in. If he doesn't score because we don't get all 4 plays in. If we don't score because we don't get all 4 plays in, that's like an insane mistake in the history of football. Way worse than throwing a ball on second down. If they lose and we run it in and then run the clock out and we score and he has 2 timeouts in his pocket.
Yeah.
You imagine what Belichick would have went through if he has 2 timeouts sitting in his pocket and they have no time left because we score with no time left or with 8 seconds left or 10 seconds left. That would have been an insane. Anyway, we get their small guys on the field. They think maybe that's to just run the ball. And instead, Butler, who's really upset about the other play, he's on the sidelines, out of the game. But because we put in that pack, they go, Malcom, get in. He gets thrown in. He sits there. Their team said, because we don't have that many options down on the goal line, they knew it was they thought it was going to be a run. But if it's a pass, Butler's like, I got this. And him and Browner notice from film, oh, this is a pick. This is a rub play where they run the slant. And he just jumps it. Browner doesn't leave room to pick. So he jams. Curse. Butler jumps around, interception, boom, game over. So
is Joe List's take that there was possibly an even bigger fuck up on Belichick's part?
That's my take.
Okay,
his take is just we had to run one of those second or third down, or pass.
Yeah, there's also like when that
there. I mean,
when that first happened and it was controversial and fresh in everyone's mind. 538, I think it was 538, did an article about it, about how running the ball was the right decision, and this stat has always stuck out in my mind, and I'm going to get the numbers slightly wrong, but it was like that year there were like 58 passes from the 1 yard line in the NFL, and there was one interception, and it was on that play. That was the only interception on the 1 yard line. I agree. Malcom Butler and Brandon Browner make an incredible play. It's Ricardo Lockett maybe doesn't make a great play. Russ doesn't necessarily make a great throw.
No.
There's a lot of things that go into that all becoming a, like, obviously, but as far as like if you're just going the binary run or pass, I've never thought it was fair. I'm not going to criticize Andrew's hat. Great hat, like the hat, love the hat, and Andrew's. We know Andrew's the kind of guy whose his take is if it goes bad, it was obviously the wrong decision.
Marshawn was open.
Yeah,
Marshawn was open in the passing attack.
Sure, I think that's like it's easy to go like try to revise history. I basically agree with you completely, Corey. Like I don't know if you thought that I was going to disagree with you. I think passing the ball was the right decision.
Listeners, yeah. And then, like, run a fade. Well, fades are pretty inefficient, but also typically you don't throw an interception on a fade. But like a rub play slant, like I couldn't find. I tried to find numbers. There's no numbers on it. Like what percentage?
I googled rub play and I had to turn my safe search on. So
I like it.
My eyes go slanted when I run a rub play, but. Yeah. Anyway, well, I didn't think you were, but listeners, and then everybody, and then, I mean, it's
so
been 10
I guess
years
the answer to does it still hurt is yes.
Well, yeah. So, like, I guess
Corey's like, I got a 7-minute thesis on this.
I will say, like, I don't think about it all the time. That is the last time I was like legitimately depressed about sports. I was doing a podcast at the time with former comedian Aaron Kirby, and we had Kermit Apio on, and we were like in Kirkland, well, I don't think Aaron was that sad, but me and Kermit were just sad. Like the city was I was sad for 2 straight weeks over that. Now, what I will tell you is if that play comes on and I'm near a remote, I'm either fast forwarding, pausing, getting off that channel. I'm not going to force myself to watch that play. And I'm going to have a lot of opportunities to change the channel in the coming weeks, because obviously that was, it's going to be played a million times between now and then.
They're going to show that every commercial break. I don't know how you think you're going to escape it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't watch commercials there. That's one way that helps. But, that
should be a Doritos commercial. Russell goes to throw a fucking pass, and Malcom Butler intercepts the bag of Doritos. Somebody called Doritos. I swear that's $1 billion.
That's not
commercial.
bad.
Pitch it to your brother, isn't he?
I will actually. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna text the guy who also can't get anything done.
You know what we should do? I'm friends with someone who works for the Mariners that might have had an opportunity to make a commercial happen, and I pitched him this was like stepping way over the bounds of our level of friendship. I pitched him a Mariners commercial, because the Mariners have fun commercials. We'll show it on one of these someday to show how bad my submission was. Whether the commercial idea was good or not, just how bad the submission was. Yeah.
Are you guys gonna we don't commercials, whatever. Are you guys watching Bad Bunny?
No, I'm turning that shit off. I'm not listening to a different language spoken on are you kidding me? No, I don't give a shit. The only time I've cared about the halftime show was when it was like the exact curated 90s hip hop or early 2000s hip hop that I liked. Otherwise, I'm like, even the Bruno Mars one I remember being good, but I wasn't like, oh man, I'm excited to see Bruno Mars.
Yeah, Chad Daniels has an amazing joke about it that references the the more he said, yeah, I'm gonna try and read. Have you heard? Heard it, Casey? Maybe
is it the one that he did for last year's halftime show?
Yeah.
I recorded and made the reel for it, actually.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. Amazing.
Yeah,
we'll have to go find it on his channel. It's amazing. I hope he reposts it. It's so good.
Yeah, it's good.
Anyway.
Yeah, so I mean, Andrew, I think this was yours. You're gonna be. Are you sad every time you see it, or what?
Sure. I mean, it's traumatizing experience. It ruined probably the dynasty. No one was the same on the team ever since then. It was every time we were on the goal line, a close up of Richard Sherman,
sure.
And Russell had to get even more fake and robotic to actually. And then Pete had to actually cut some slack to players and give special treatment. And then they all hated that and resented it.
Yeah.
It's like, does Ray J like seeing the Kim Kardashian sex tape all the time? Does that bother him?
I think it's probably Kanye that has a bigger
yeah,
problem.
Right. I don't know. Who's more upset about all that, I guess. But
I mean, I don't think Malcom Butler's having nightmares about it. I think he's the Malcom Butler in that circumstance.
That's funny.
He got ties. Yeah. And then Belichick dumps him a couple years later or whatever and just doesn't play him in the for whatever reason.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, that's funny because all the stuff about Russ and Sherman ended up leaking, but nothing about Malcom Butler ever ended up coming out.
That's the thing. Belichick, we would never be able to get him. Like you would never be able to get him to say, "Oh yeah,
and his girlfriend doesn't remember that Super Bowl, so
she wasn't born.
She doesn't ask questions. You don't have to worry he's dating like a Russian spy or whatever,
So you also put in here if we're believers in Sam Darnold. Darnold has I think one of the best games of his career, certainly his career in Seattle, and the first game in a long time, honestly, where I was like, he's actually good because he's had a stretch of mediocrity. If you go back on here, there's a video that I made talking to my buddy Dan Viens about kind of how mediocre he had been since the hot start. Like he had a hot start and then a cliff he fell off of, and then he's been at a plateau at the bottom of that cliff for a little while. This was the first time he made it back up. He played really well in that game. I guess what I'll say is, do you think he is, now I'm not trying to go full Cam Newton, game manager, game changer, not that, but is he on the Trent Dilfer to Matt Hasselbeck to Russell Wilson in his prime spectrum? I'm saying Hasselbeck is in the middle of those guys. Where do you think Darnold is?
Well, we're a great team. We hang on to the ball. We're unbeatable. It feels like.
Sure. Wait, can I give Andrew's take on this real quick? We're gonna have to wait till the end of his career, but whatever he does, that's how good he is.
Yeah.
This is the best quarterback in franchise history.
Sorry, go ahead.
This is the best. This is that was such an amazing. He barely practiced with a torn vagina.
Are you fully bought into the oblique injury? You think it's real?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, he's got the pad on. You can see him wince in slow motion once in a while. I'm sure whatever drugs he's on is good enough, but he also proved it on the first play of the game. He bombed it downfield to Shaheed. He is a baller. What sucks about football is the side view sometimes scares me because when sometimes it looks like the quarterback's looking around and he throws it, I'm always nervous because you can't see where he's about to throw it. And so he was having to do 3 different looks, and the whole game I was like, please go to my guy, but this was amazing against his old foes. He's this whole season, this whole coach is vanquishing Seahawks lore. The first 2 teams we played were the Broncos and Patriots. We couldn't beat the Rams, and national media gave us no chance. And then this is his own enemy too. And now he's about to beat the Patriots, which will vanquish the Super Bowl. And that's the guy who he was I'm seeing ghosts against. So this whole storybook ending, I'm curious if we actually break our own rules and like extend them over the off season, you know?
So I was on an airplane while the Broncos were playing the Patriots.
What ethnicity was your seatmate?
She was Indian. We've talked about this already. She was Indian and unhappy that I was there. Her boyfriend gave me a very dirty look that I assume meant like, you're stinking next to my girlfriend right now. Like it was a bad situation.
You're so smelly, even the dog blames it on you.
So at one point it's a close game. The Broncos are leading, and then it's 7-7, and then there's like, I mean, it never was really like out of contention. Obviously, the Patriots kick a field goal, which ends up being the decisive field goal, but there was chances at a field goal after that. At some point, it seemed realistic that the Seahawks could be playing the Broncos in the Super Bowl with Jarrett Stidham as the starting quarterback. And I'm curious, like, do the Seahawks, in your mind, for this to really be the magical storybook ending, do they have to slay the Patriots demon? Or would you have been fine with the theoretically easier enemy coming into that game?
Yes. I mean,
I don't care. We don't care.
Yes, we don't care. You can look at statistics and like analytics and go, hey, this is kind of LOB-ish defense. Sure. And, well, okay, but they won, you know. Yeah. What the whole quarterback, you know, LeBron only has 6 rings because it took him 47 years and he's you know, lost in the finals more than MJ or whatever. Like, those are the main arguments to definitively shut people up. So I mean, even the Patriots are getting that, and they're a Super Bowl team because they played the equivalent of the Jets every single week. So
yeah, I will say, for the NFL's sake, the having Stidham be the quarterback in the Super Bowl,
oh yeah,
it would be like a couple years ago when Brock Purdy like tore his elbow tendon early in the game, or elbow ligament early in the game. I mean, that was an unwatchable football game. And then Josh Johnson gets, not the comedian Josh Johnson, the journeyman quarterback Josh Johnson. Unless, dude, if getting a concussion in the NFC Championship game is the key to writing a new hour every 6 days, then maybe, I don't know. But he gets a concussion right away, and then it's like, I mean, that's just not the way you want football to look, is Christian McCaffrey trying to figure out how to play quarterback mid-game.
I mean, we're still gonna blow out the Patriots, and they're still not gonna give us the credit we deserve.
Well, I think we have another week. We can do the prediction next week. You don't have to be wrong about that again this early. I mean, I just don't think there's going to be any way it's not a close game, just because, I mean, even the NFL's kind of engineered that way, I feel like, these days, for all the games to be kind of close. Well, I want to switch to baseball at some point. I basically agree with you guys on Sam Darnold, where I'm like happy. Oh, no, maybe I don't agree. Andrew wants him like extended. He wants him given. I'm happy with, obviously you can't be unhappy with the results for the price. There was what I said before the season was that I thought if you wanted to win for one season, Geno Smith was probably better, but that Sam Darnold's younger and cheaper and allows them to make the team better. I mean, it's hard to make that argument now. It's hard to say I wasn't wrong, but I do think there's probably an element of that that's also helping Darnold's legacy, which is because of him, they could afford, whatever offensive line help or depth on defense or whatever might have been important going through the season. So yeah, I mean, I put him at like between Hasselbeck and Russ. If we're using my arbitrary spectrum, I think or if you're my dad and arguably racist, I put him somewhere. He thinks Hasselbeck's better than Russ, which to me is mind blowing and completely unarguable. But all right, do you guys want to talk about the Mariners for a minute?
Sure.
Is that okay with you?
Yeah. I'll just cap that. I am excited for whoever the Jets draft this year, so that we can steal them in 7 years when they fuck them up.
Yeah.
Unless it's a new Jamal Adams. That's a problem.
Man, if he would have stayed healthy. Well, that's football.
I don't know if that's. I don't know if he would have been great if he stayed healthy. So the top
What do you
story.
think of the Stan Darnold guy, the lookalike guy? Do you mess with the celebrity fan?
Do I mess with the celebrity fan?
The dump it here guy. Do you think that's cool? This guy that looks exactly like Stan Darnold.
Dump it here guy, I'd be a hypocrite because you and I both took pictures with him in the ALCS. So I can't shit on the dump it here guy. I am curious what did he do? Like dump Super Bowl? He's got some Seahawks related thing.
Dump
that,
LX here or something.
He's keeping the candle burning somehow.
I respect the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
I invited him to a comedy show that night. Like I'm in town tomorrow, and he just didn't ever respond, which was funny.
I heard he's doing a talk show host character for the upcoming. He's gonna be Dr. Phil, new Dr. Phil.
Oh yeah, we should talk about that. This is the diciest topic of them all. This is worse than okay. Adam Ray's hosting a show with Cal Raleigh at the Fifth Avenue Theater, I believe, in Seattle. Adam Ray, Seattle comic. None of us three are the most famous Seattle sports fans by far. Dustin Nickerson and Adam Ray have us lapped several times over.
Yeah.
I think Adam Ray maybe to more success, but they're both like getting opportunities to be on the field and meet players and stuff. Really cool for them.
I think Adam Ray's the probably when you're FaceTiming the coach, I think you can talk more shit than field access at a UW game.
I think that's fair. So I'm not going to say who put it in the document that we use, but somebody put in there jealous or cringy. So first off, absolutely jealous.
Yeah.
I'm going to say something that I like. I think that the Dr. Phil stuff is funny, but I don't get why it blew up. Like, I don't get how impersonating a guy who hasn't been on TV for like 15 years, it feels like, or maybe he has been, but he hasn't been like, I mean, I don't know who it's playing to. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm confused by it. I'm not even saying it's not good. I'm just like blown away that that's the thing that blew Adam Ray up. I think his Biden's way better than his
right.
Dr. Phil.
Right.
Also, he did the 420 event with Sean Kemp and Gary Payton at Tacoma Comedy Club. Right. Andrew was in attendance, sitting directly behind me, watching me get pelted with insults as I was running the soundboard. And our dear friend Brent Driscoll was fucking with the soundboard at every turn and making it so I couldn't do my job. And then but nobody knows this, so I'm just getting yelled at from stage because the sound isn't working correctly as Brent Driscoll is fucking with the soundboard the whole time. And the whole time I was like, I'll tell you this. I was like, I want to go watch this event. The only way, it was Easter Sunday. I was at my in-laws. The only way I could really probably get my wife to let me do it is be like, well, I got to go work. Right. So I volunteered. Well, that's actually a word that I don't like to associate with this. I put my name in the hat to be the person who ran the sound. So like basically like, oh, get paid a little bit. Go watch this event. We never discussed money, but my beef with this is I got paid very little.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like as many people as Andrew's had sex with this year.
Oof.
-3. -$3.
Yikes.
Just a handy, huh?
Well,
and then also, by the way, I did the classic because you got to do this.
Also, it's January for the record. It's very early in the year. Like the numbers,
it's only 4 weeks into the year.
We got hope, you know.
I did give this the classic, like, hey man, if you ever need an opener with a camera, and then just no response, which was great. Yeah. Also, had to throw the Hail Mary on that, but
for sure.
I don't think it's cringy because I think like theoretically he'll be able to coax something out of Cal Raleigh who hasn't been like particularly fun in interviews. But included in that is an interview he did on Adam Ray's podcast where he wasn't particularly forthcoming and super fun, I thought. Like, not Adam Ray's fault, just like athletes aren't super fun interviews.
Right. Well, I mean, as it's played out, there's a world where these players see him as they're more famous than he is. Probably has more followers than most. I didn't look, but probably has more followers than most of them. Nobody knows who Mike McDaniel is besides.
You're saying he's more famous than they are.
Right.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. But like from our perspective, we're going like, wow, I can't believe he gets to hang out with them. And like from their perspective, they're like, wow, it's kind of cool. I get to hang out with this guy who's really funny. And I have the Dr. Phil hoodie on, taking a photo with him. And I don't know how he inserts himself into these things, but he has been a hustler for 20 years. I mean, he had AdamRay.tv before YouTube was even like a thing, and he would have videos up within an hour of something happening publicly or newsworthy or whatever that was him doing a character and a thing. And I was always like, I don't even know how he's doing this. And so it's sort of like this undeniable, inevitable thing that something would hit. And I agree. I don't get a lot of the Kill Tony stuff that's taken off. I think it gets criticism it doesn't deserve. Kill Tony and the Kill Tony comedians because like a lot of them are like decent comics who, they have a huge following and they're decent. Of course they're gonna get booked all over the place. Yeah. I mean, and some of them kill hard.
Sure.
Like, so,
I mean, I've opened up for enough like TikTok stars that the Kill Tony guys don't offend me to open up for at all.
Yeah. And then I think a lot of people go like, don't understand it. They go like, oh, 1 minute and now you're famous. And it's like, well, no, they curate and they figure out who has an act, and then they help them get
a mental illness and a physical ailment and a
and then so something was gonna hit real big, and pretty great career without the Dr. Phil stuff. I mean, and
I don't want this to be like a thing where we decide whether. I think we all respect Adam Ray's hustle and think he's funny and all that stuff. Like, I think the dude was already having a career that we would have all died for. You know what I mean? Like, he was already doing so much stuff and was also like involved in a bunch of acting and movie projects. He had a really funny part in the show Hacks. Like, I'm not at all.
Well, me neither. I just want to say I'm saying
if you watch this, Adam, this is not a retrospective on whether we like you or not.
Yeah.
I would like to get another shot at an independent production of a fucking live podcast, but
without someone cutting you off with the knee. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, the hustle, the comedy hustle is similar to me to the sports hustle. Like, I don't know what he's done, but he's found his way into all of these spaces and these people meet these people and turn it into at least two shows that we're aware of, maybe more that I don't know about or that are in the works. And so he's clever. He hustles. He's the
P. Diddy of Seattle comedy. If you don't want a comedian all in your videos, all in your photos, you got to come over to Poor Sports Podcast, baby.
He's a great example though of a guy who, like, it took him 20 years to become an overnight success. Like, we've all been aware of him for a long time, but like, I even think he had a decent sized podcast, but most of the world didn't know who he was. Yeah. And it's like, I mean, we're comedians.
Well,
so
it was actually a small podcast.
It was like medium when you average it out.
1.5 man size podcast.
So a couple things Mariners related. We can get. We're all dancing around. I guess is it cringy? Is it cringy? I mean, I'm not going to tell you that I haven't sent some angry screenshots going, "How do we kill this guy?" Because I want his career. Like, what? You know what? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Like, yes, it infuriates me, but it certainly is more jealousy than cringe, is what I would say.
I DM'd John Ryan to be on the podcast today, but he's busy. But he said next week. So
okay, all right, hell yeah, that's good.
We're gonna follow Adam's lead here. I think he's an inspiration.
I love John Ryan, so that'll be great. And everyone can, get your fucking spit guard out, because that is a lispy man. So Rick Riz is retiring. Hold on. First, I want to say I'm going to bring this up because my buddy Kyle Taylor said good morning from Japan. Go Hawks. Thank you to Rick Riz, but I didn't want to get us on the Rick Riz topic too early. Kyle Taylor is an active duty, I don't know, Marine or something. A guy I went to college with. I'm going to tell you a quick Kyle Taylor story because he's going to be annoyed that I keep telling this every time. He and I used to host a college sports radio show, and we made a bet because he's a big Major League Soccer fan, and our bet was that if they were not profitable, Major League Soccer was not profitable by 2010, the person who lost that bet, my bet was that they would not be profitable, would have to get a Brazilian wax. And he lost that bet, and I have significantly more body hair than he does, which feels like odds in the bet. But now he's like a Marine with kids. I think he's going to welch on this bet, but I just want to keep bringing it up at every opportunity. Go find Kyle Taylor, let him know that he's welching on a Brazilian wax bet. Rick Riz is retiring. When I was in high school, I wanted to be a sports radio guy. I can't give up the dream as much as comedy's been inexplicably more successful for me. I'm still doing a sports podcast with no indication that anyone gives a shit about my opinion on sports. Rick Riz, along with, by the way, the late Bob Rivers, Andrew's dad. I don't want to make you cry here, but like we're inspirational in my attempts. And I mean, I might be more of a dishonor to your dad at this point.
I'll cry more over Rick Riz retiring than my dad dying. So,
yeah. But so Rick Riz came to my high school, and he completely retold the 1995 double in class, like in person. He completely reperformed it in class, which was like, I will say, of all Mariners announcers in the world, I'm not like the biggest Rick Riz fan in the world. I think he's good, very good, but he's like, to me, I think Dave Sims and Dave Niehaus both blow him out of the water personally. But the amount of goosebumps I got sitting there hearing him, like us all reliving one of the greatest sports moments of my life to that point, pretty fucking cool.
That is wild. Man.
I keep the Malcom Butler interception on my phone when I,
When you're trying not to come?
Chris Collinsworth replayed that to my school. It sucks. Rick Jizz. Yeah, he's I mean, that another big Adam Ray buddy and fan and both ways.
It's kind of fun to have that as your bit to like go, like some people go motivational speaking at schools and they're like, follow your dreams. It's fun to just do like a legendary sports, swung on and belted.
Yeah, that's not bad. It's what was I gonna say, Rick? Oh, when it came up on my feed, it just, the way it presented looked like he had died. Like, it just was like, had the years, and I was like, oh geez.
Well, that was kind of the Niehaus was a sudden death. I mean, he was very old, but he had a heart attack. I remember that being a pretty jarring experience.
Yeah. Met him at spring training, got a selfie. It was very sweet. I don't know. Sims is great, so.
And I believe the hair is real. That's my big conspiracy. It's real to me, damn it.
Maybe we can start getting him to do shows with us at Vino Bella.
I've been to Vino Bella like 5 times, and Rick Riz has never been there. And the legend of Rick Riz being at Vino Bella in Issaquah is always, it's always stuck with me. I could have been Adam Ray, goddammit, or at least Rick Riz is Adam Ray.
The Throckmorton Theater in San Francisco was always like, Robin Williams is here like every other week, or
man. They kept that going after he died too.
Yeah. Well, his jokes were there every other week still. So
we got one more comment. I was at the last. This is Matthew Boomala, who is or Boomala. He's a buddy of mine. I can never remember how to pronounce his last name.
Did he not even listen to my whole? All right.
He's probably working through the beginning of the podcast. But a guy who did some. I want to tell you a quick Matt story. He did an open mic.
You can cash me outside. How about that?
He did a couple open mics. First open mic he did, me and Luke Severide were in the back at Tacoma Comedy Club, and he was so good. And we were like, dude, we've never seen you before. And he's like, oh, yeah, I live in like the Vancouver area. And we're like, oh, thank God he's a Portland comic, not like just some fucking prodigy. And we're like, well, how long have you been doing it? And he's like, oh, no, that was my first open mic. And we're like, oh, fuck, I hate you. And then we saw him kill again. And then he bombed one more time and quit comedy. It's like the perfect, anyways.
That's really funny.
Smart man.
I'll be in Washougal at the some country club this weekend, and Camas, Washington later in the year at Smead's Pub, which is a gig he hooked me up with. Anything more on Rick Riz?
Nah.
Do we even need announcers? Like, what's they ruin a lot of sports for me. Tom Brady's done really well. I've been surprised.
Matthew says he never bombed, and he can live with that lie in his mind as long as he'd like to. Yeah, Brady's been fine. Announcers, the thing about announcers that's interesting to me is you get like a 2-year honeymoon period, and then everyone just says you suck. I don't think that Tony Romo is that much worse than he used to be. When he first started being an announcer, everyone was like, "Oh my God, he's like a fucking prophet," and now it's like he does the same thing, and they're like, "Oh, he's a drunk, rambling dickhead." And I even think, like, this is unpopular. I think Joe Buck is really good. It's not like he's my favorite announcer, but, like, as a professional broadcaster, that dude's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, we got, they're the same age as presidents, you know what I mean? We got Al Michaels. It's like,
they might be 10 years younger than presidents and still very elderly.
Go live on a farm somewhere.
Tirico and Collinsworth for the Super Bowl, eh? That's what we're...
I mean, let me ask you this. Do you think, to Andrew's point, is there a combination of those three teams we just talked about that would have made the Super Bowl more or less enjoyable to you? Like, I would, in football, of all places where there's so much action on the field, like, it's like window dressing. It's just background noise. I mean, I'm listening to them, but it's like half the time I'm noticing the things that they're going to say before they say it. I throw my hands up in the air 6 or 7 times a game and go, I should be doing that fucking job. And my mom's like, very impressed with you, son. Like, it's
3rd and 3. I was just gonna say that. How did they know? I'm so good at this. That's
what Andrew does is he actually waits till the play's over and then says it and says he's brilliant.
If a drunk rambling idiot like Casey can do the announcer's job for them, I think we've made our point. Maybe you have a future in sports broadcasting after all.
Yeah, finally. All right, I'm going to say a couple more things about the Mariners.
All right.
5 prospects in Kylie McDaniel's top 100.
Yeah.
They just signed the number 1 international free agent and another top 5 international free agent. And people talk a lot about how the Mariners don't spend money, and they certainly don't. They have not spent a ton of money this offseason on the active roster, and historically they have not spent a ton of money there, but they do spend in the draft, and they spend in international free agency, and some of those things, especially international free agency, when you're talking about kids that are literally 16 years old, waiting for those guys to get to the majors feels like a long haul thing. They do spend money in those regards, and I just think it's worth pointing that out because they're having a very good offseason, they've had a very good season in amateur player acquisition. I've been frustrated with a bunch of stuff that they have done or haven't done, but that's like they've been very good at those things for a long time. Those things take a long time to actually come to fruition, but that is one benefit of keeping a guy like DePoto around for a long time is getting to see those prospects actually reach maturity, and you don't really get to see how good those acquisitions were until, sometimes 8 or 9 years down the road.
I'm ignorant. What's the most recent that has been a solid contributor on the team?
Well, Julio Rodriguez is pretty good.
When he counts as a international,
we signed him at 15 years old or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think the dude they traded for Luis Castillo, I believe, was Michael Arroyo, Laz Montez, who are top prospects in the system were, and then they just have a pipeline of guys coming up, and it's just a pretty good value place to find elite talent because these guys can, the maximum you can pay these guys is significantly less than you'd have to pay a free agent, whether that's good or bad. It's also, I will say it's a little weird that they can sign international prospects at 15, 16 years old, like there's a little bit of like I have a little bit of like a moral dilemma with that. Like we're getting into like dicey child labor questions even, but these are options available to them, player acquisition options that are available to them. Also, when you're paying a guy $4 million that, grew up in poverty in the Dominican Republic, like it's a little different than forcing children to make Nikes. I don't think it's quite exactly the same, but
so that's how U.S. aid works, right?
I think USAID is actually who funds MLB free agency. Yes.
I was glad Houston had none in the top 100. That was fun to.
Yeah, it does. It does feel like the Houston thing is finally reaching its valley.
That'd be great.
Yeah. Do you guys do you want to promote any Northwest shows before we go?
Yeah. Well, EverettComedy.com for all the shows in Everett, and then I guess February 7th, Best of the Northwest at Enumclaw at the Chalet Theater.
It's so funny they call it the
Just
Chalet
me,
Theater.
not Casey or Andrew. Me.
You have 6 minutes on the Super Bowl.
Kermit O.P.O. and you
should just do the Dave Niehaus play call over and over again, and
I'm gonna do 10 minutes on how we should have passed the ball, and that was the smart.
Renton IKEA Theater, February 21st.
Right on. I'm opening for Nick Thune at Tacoma Comedy Club. I'm at a country club in Washougal this weekend. I think there's only one there. It's not a public event, so if you belong to that country club, go ahead and go there. If not, I don't really need to promote it. Nick Thune at Tacoma Comedy Club. I'm going to be with Gabe Rutledge at Helium Portland. Probably we'll see. There's going to be another gig that probably supersedes it. That's not in the Northwest, but if you live in the Northwest, go see Gabe Rutledge at Helium in Portland. He needs my help. And then Smead's Pub in Camas. I'm headlining a show down there for the second time. Going to be a fun time. And yeah. All right. Next week, maybe, if these guys will come back.
Sure.
All right. All right.
Oh, I can't on Monday or Tuesday, but.
All right. Well, we'll figure something out.
Golf trip, Bandon Dunes.
Oh, fuck.
Are you guys going to Fan Fest this weekend?
I am not. I'm going to be in Washougal, Washington.
Oh.
Golf trip, Bandon Dunes. Yeah, no.
Okay.
All right. Be there for us in spirit.
I'll
put a fat suit on and
I'll let the Dump It Here guy know you really want to collab with him.
all right.